So far, we've looked at the back of the body quite a bit. We did Whoa Nelly and the arch and relax. Well, let's think about the front of the body, okay? The front of the body tightens all different kinds of stress, but it will be very tight and really activated when we feel fear, grief, and apprehension. We're not always in that big, heavy stuff, but if you're working hard and you need a break, a little bit the system says, I'd like to withdraw. I'd rather not be here. But also humans are very forward-oriented, so we're very good at tightening the front of the body anyway. I propose that the brain normalizes these holding pattern tensions so that we can't sense them very well. What is rounding the shoulders? What is hunching us forward? Well, the bones only go where the muscles move them, and there is no muscle memory. Muscle only does what the nervous system tells it to do. Okay, so let's look at the front of the body a little bit. Is this going okay for you? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
No, I'm just in tune with what you're saying.
Okay, okay, good. So here now we're looking at, this is, in a way, that tension pattern of the tight back. Mm-hmm. It's our brain a little bit saying, well, we're not going to collapse into withdrawal. We're not going to curl up right now. Part of us would like to, and that part of us we want to honor and love and be very gentle with in this exploration. But the brain says, well, we're not going to, this isn't going to work for us if we just curl up in a ball right now. The back tightens up and holds open the front. So a lot of back pain is because the back is overloaded because it's desperately trying to hold open a contracted, a hidden contraction of the front of the body. Well, the guy who coined the word stress, he said that we are in stress all the time. Now, if you practice the saxophone 4 hours a day, you'll get very good at it. Think about how much stress you've had your whole life, and that's how much practice your brain has had, and it's much better. It's designed to react to stress. It's much more than it's designed to play the saxophone, okay? So we're dealing with deep, deep, deep habits and patterns that are very well practiced. So first we looked at the back of the body. Thomas Hanna, the original developer of somatics, he was a very brilliant guy. And in simplifying some of the ideas, he said, well, we'll just call that the green light stress reflex. It's really not truly a reflex if you talk to a neurobiologist. It's more like a stress reaction pattern. And I just call it the green pattern. It's like green means go, right? So the other side, the front, that means stop. That turns on when we just want to withdraw. And if we're in that, if that pattern has strong enough grip on us that our brain is running at such a persistent high idle, it will put us in the posture of depression. And I promise that we will feel depressed if we are in a prolonged way in that posture of depression. So we're doing an experiment here. What if you come out of the tension pattern, the holding pattern of the red pattern, the tight front, that hunches us up and curls us up in sort of the posture of depression? Can you change, can you come out of feeling depressed? In my experience, after being a guy who was depressed for 35 or 40 years, severely depressed, this saved my life because you get to do the experiment. I got to the point where I would do this movement that we're about to learn or something like it. Whenever I even felt the slightest drop of feeling bummed out. If you're worrying, that pattern's also running in your body. If you're depressed, that tension pattern's running in your body. So right now, the before observation for this movement is to welcome in feeling worried. Just sort of run that script. Can you simulate for yourself feeling worried? And just be with that. Notice how close by it is. How true it seems, how real it is. Just gauge those qualities. Does your brain really understand how to do that, worry? Are you a person who wakes up in the middle of the night worried? Do you have stuff to worry about? Are you a pro-level worrier? Okay, that's worry. Now, welcome in and just try it out and try and imagine the sinking feeling of disappointment. Is it nearby? Is that something that's real for you? Where is that? Okay, just be with that. You're welcoming it in. Go into it in a safe amount. I'm not a psychotherapist, and we're just recording a video here, so just try it out. Just do this observation. Imagine the first few drops of you if you were starting to feel bummed out. Do you know that feeling well? Is it familiar? Is there a perception of where you're looking for that in your experience and perception of this bodily stuff that's there? Okay? That's our before observation. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you a movement I call elbows to the sky. It's a pandiculation. That's what we're doing. We're doing pandiculations. A yawn is a pandiculation. We're going into this contraction. We're relaxing out of it. And we're doing it very, very, very carefully. How do you teach your brain out of this deep habit? Okay, so let's first learn the movement. If it's comfortable on your shoulders, the fingers will loosely interlock and hands behind head. Okay. Now, if that's hard, and let's have just have the elbows up, just in a comfortable way. Okay. Bring the elbows up so the elbows are pointing up, directly up toward the sky. And the hands are going to lift the heavy head. Just begin to push your elbows to the sky. Hands lift the heavy head. Even what if they pushed out over your belly button? Sort of curling up a little bit. Notice the few vertebrae lift up off the table. And open out of that. Look at that very carefully, slow, that beautiful slowness. Where does it open? Where is it not opening? As you lower down, all the way slow, slow. And if you'd like, you could have elbows open out to the sides at the end. Easy, easy. If that's hard on your shoulders, we could put pillows under your elbows. Okay, we're good? Okay, so let's explore the movement very softly. A little breath in. As you exhale, those elbows come up slow. Hands lift the heavy head, curl up, elbows push to sky. How far down the body does that go? Just have it go down all the way, just the right amount for you. And what if you lowered, like rolling out a carpet, one vertebrae at a time? Could you keep even your back so it doesn't arch up off the floor, so the front has to open? Where does the front not know how to open? Back up into it if you need to find it again. That. Hand gentle on the neck, maybe just a little bit of effort in the front of the neck. And setting down really softly. What's the softest the head could set down? Slow, slow, slow. How can you be the best teacher for yourself? You want to give it a winnable lesson, not too difficult. It's like that part of the brain that runs these tensions. It's like a toddler. We want to be loving and kind. And even, we really want to acknowledge that some of that part of us that wants to be really small, we want to respect that, and we're not trying to yank it open. Let's go lovingly and gently. So the gentle breath in. On the exhale, as the elbows push up to the sky, could you find the smallness? Could you curl up just a pleasurable effort? Could you find that place that's hard to sense in the middle of the abdomen? Where is that? And as you open, well, where does the distance come from? How does this space change? There you're small, and if you look at it from inside, look, even if it's hard to know or it seems impossible, well, what's moving away from what? How does the space change as you open? Slow, slow, breathing as you need to, opening easy. Could it be less and less effort? Could you be softer and softer out of that, all the way down? Slow, 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 okay? This time, I invite you to look very carefully, how does that come further and further down the body? Not tightening the glutes, that would be too much effort, okay? But can you find the whole front of the body with this movement? So come into it softly. It does not have to be big. It could be the smallest movement. It's sort of like you're a turtle almost pulling your head down into the body. That gentle breath in is the running start. On the exhale, elbows come up and hands lift the heavy head. How do the ribs close? How does that movement squeeze the air out of the lungs? Okay. Open slow. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That pace slow. Take your time. Slow, slow, slow. Back up into it a little bit. If it wants to just jump down, back up where that big skip is, and just teach your brain this last little bit. Just as slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just softer and softer. Take your time, breathing as you need to. Completely relax. Okay. Elbows to the sky. It's just pushing the elbows up. This concludes part 1 of this red light tension pattern exploration. I encourage you to do part 2 because at the end you get to look very carefully at worry, disappointment, and sadness to see how close by it is. If you stop now, I encourage you to just take a few moments and muster those things up, bring them back in, welcome them in. Are they further away or not? But going further will help you go further. It'd be great if you click like and subscribe, but that's not what I'm doing this for. What I would really like is to hear in the comments section what you discovered when you were doing these movements. What changed? What did you notice at the end? That's what's important. That's why I do this. I do this because this is your chance to free yourself. What did you learn? I'll even try to reply if I have time, and thank you.